You're listening to Behind the Bulldogs, brought to you by Ferris State Athletics.
Off the left side, to the end zone! Touchdown, Bulldogs!
If I'm even having like a bad day on the course or something, I just look down at it and just feel like thankful that I'm able to be out there.
Making sure that we're like where our feet are and we're not thinking about outside distractions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Behind the Bulldogs. We're back, 2025. Excitement in the air with the show. Brandon Worth, Tatum Outlaw, as always. Got a great show for you here. We left off 2024 with a set of twins, so we figured it's only fitting that we open up with a set of new twins this year.
Of course, why not? And then at the end of this season, we're going to close it out with another pair of twins. I'm just kidding. I think we got through all the twins here, but should be another exciting episode. The last twin episode did really well. So.
We hear that Tim Bob has gone viral, I guess, so which is a good thing and maybe a bad thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends how you perceive those two.
We knew they had a fan base, but I think we underestimated how strong that fan base is.
Yeah. Apparently, like our podcast episode got, I can't remember if it was Tim or Bob, a half court shot at the basketball game last week. He missed, by the way.
He was close.
Yeah, he was close. Yeah, that's true. So, but we appreciate all your guys' love on the show. We love your feedback. We know we got some guests that want to be on, and we've also heard some people that are being requested to be on. And so the stars might align, it appears, for the next couple episodes.
Yes. Keep giving us suggestions. We're hearing them. We're seeing them. And we might even use some of them. So just keep watching. And hopefully one of your guys' suggestions come on. So
for sure. Yeah. Big thanks goes out to Days Was Digital as well. We'll get to the interview with Nate and Brandon here in just a little bit. But first, the Ferris State sports recap. And we got a lot to review from the winter break. Let's start off with a trophy. Another natty, a third natty in 4 years. Incredible stuff from football. Dominance over Valdosta State. I mean, first quarter it was a little tight, going back and forth, and then the offense just explodes, do what they always do, and then the defense just clamped it down in the second half. I mean, it was just dominance all the way around. Third time we've done that in McKinney. That's a pretty crazy feat. It's official now. Yeah. The Anise Ferris State Bulldog program is a dynasty.
Yeah, I was a little nervous after seeing their game prior. It started off a little bit slow, but they fixed it during, the end of the game. But they absolutely dominated in Texas. They rose to the occasion and they just got the job done. So it's exciting to bring home a third one now.
Amazing. Yeah. We actually got to look outside and they're making the room right now for the third one coming in, which is very exciting. But I mean, it's just dominance. You mentioned the Slippery Rock game, going behind at halftime, shutting them out in the second half. Obviously the dominance against Harding, Central Oklahoma, who finishes both top 5 teams in the country and rankings are concerned. I mean, Super Region 3 is a gauntlet. Now it's going to change going into next year with the realignment. I talked to Steve about that on the AD Update show, which you can find on Ferris Athletics on YouTube. But it's gonna be crazy to see all the guys that are coming back next year. A couple guys already making their way up. NFL draft declare. That's pretty exciting. Yeah. So we can't wait to see what football has in store. But they're not the only ones winning right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, women's and men's basketball are crushing it right now. They got some holiday wins as well against Lambton. They also defeated Illinois Springfield, the ladies team that is. They're pretty much dominance across the board. And then we also had our first set of conference games for 2022 on the 2nd and the 4th of January. And clean sweep, 4-0. Yeah. Wins over Saginaw and Wayne State, and they looked pretty, might not have been on the stat sheet or on the scoreboard at times, but pretty much at the end of the day, it was a dogfight for both, but double-digit victories for all 4 teams. I mean, that's just dominance at the end of the day.
Yeah, no shock with those 2 programs. I mean, they're always finding ways to come on top, and they've just been very consistent. So it's really nice to see them get into conference play and just keep that up.
Yeah, consistent success is something that Ferris State is slowly starting to draw ears in and eyes on. Oh, wow, that team consistently wins. And it doesn't matter the sport, which is the best part about it. But wins over Wayne State, wins over Saginaw Valley. We got some pretty important games coming up, but we'll allude to that at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Hockey also went to Milwaukee for the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off. They took on Wisconsin and Alaska Fairbanks. Fell in both those games, but obviously great experience to play on the big stage there in the Pfizer Forum. Played overall not the best hockey. Boys obviously would like to have seen some better results, as well the development scrimmage, obviously with a lot of different guys playing, a lot of the younger guys getting some time, a lot of the main contributors, and obviously Coach Daniels mentioned in that post game that if they would have had points on the line, they would have played those guys and they would have definitely came out on top. But it's good to get the other players in. I mean, you guys saw that especially in the regular season as well. It is important to get the younger players some experience when you can during the season.
Yeah, I would just have to emphasize the experience, even like regardless of what the score says or what happened, that doesn't truly show like what they gained from the experience. And it's just going to make them better in the long run.
Absolutely. And before we get to the interview, quick shout outs is one for your teammates, one that was a podcast partner on the show, I believe episode 11, who is taking her talents to Finland to play professional volleyball. Congratulations, Olivia. And I know you guys had a little celebration the other night for her, and it's well-deserved. She had an amazing career and National Player of the Year, and now she gets to go play professionally. I mean, it's pretty much a dream scenario for her.
Yeah, shout out to Olivia. I don't want to tell her full story, but she, I'm just really excited that she's stepping outside of her comfort zone and taking this once in a lifetime opportunity. She'll be living on a reindeer farm in some negative 20-degree weather. So yeah, I mean, she picked up her National Player of the Year award trophy, and, everyone there, like, from all divisions told her, they were like, dude, you gotta go. So
you have to.
Yeah, so she's going. So everyone watch her and support her from afar, give her an applaud. So yeah.
Yes. Heated vest, Olivia, comes in clutch in Finland, I hear. So
yep, she already sent in her measurements for her parka. So
nice.
It's all good.
Well done. And also shout out Coach Anise, as well as both coordinators as well, Hodges and Anise Jr. as well. I mean, incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Defensive coordinator of the year as well. As you got to see the whole coaching staff recognized for that national championship run by multiple sites. And that's a great thing to see, because they were a pivotal part in a lot of that change from after week 0 to get this team firing on all cylinders. So it's good to see that recognition too.
Yeah, someone said this to me the other day. Whenever a team and coaching staff and players have so many accolades, it's really a reflection of how great the program is, because it takes everyone on that team and every coach to, receive all those things. So it just really shows how good our programs are here.
Absolutely. Well, we've wasted enough time. We'll get you to the interview room with Nate. But hopefully it's not just, distraction, even though at the end of the day, kind of is, but hopefully it's informative distraction. You get something from it. But Nate and Brandon are standing by, so we'll let them come on in, and we'll get to an interview with the Claerbaut brothers. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now joining us here in the interview room, we got a pair of men's basketball players. We got the Claerbaut brothers, Nate, Brandon. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be on.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And you guys have been rolling some wins together so far. A lot of good performances. How are you guys feeling with your play right now?
We're playing well. We're really confident in our play. I think we come to practice every day ready to roll and ready to get better. Coach is just preaching every day, like getting better every day. So that's our goal right now.
I was going to say, we got a squad that's bought in right now, and everyone, I think, wants to be here. There's really no one doesn't want to be here, at least it feels like. So it's fun that everyone is on the same goal, and we want to win every single game. And obviously we're taking one game at a time.
Sweet. Just taking things back a little bit, could you tell us like what the recruiting process was like for you guys? Have you guys always known that you wanted to play at the same school together? Just tell us about how that worked out.
Yeah, so I think Coach Brankema first saw us when we were in Milwaukee one time, and he kind of reached out to us, and he was actually the first coach who kind of like recruited us. And we didn't know the entire time that we wanted to play together, but Bronx kind of put a deadline on it. And my dad was like, why don't you guys want to go to Ferris? And then we were kind of like, yeah, might as well. And that's kind of how I remember it, at least. And we just both agreed. We set up a Zoom call with Coach Moen at the time and Coach Brankema, and we were like, we're ready to commit.
Nice.
Yeah. It was, like you said, I mean, I think I got an offer first, and then we were kind of waiting to see like if Brandon could get an offer too. And Brandon got the offer, and then that was like really the only place we could play together. So, and then pulled the trigger.
Very cool.
Very thankful for it.
Yeah. And obviously from Zealand, what is the chicks? What is this, Matt? It's a chicken, right?
Yep.
But it's spelled with an X.
Yep.
So thanks.
And then ducks, the rival over west, but with an X.
Yeah.
Why did you guys make it so complicated?
I don't know, but when we play every year, it's the Bird Bowl. So
the Bird Bowl.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
All right, I could dig with that.
Yeah.
So, going back to high school, when was kind of was it always the dream to play college basketball for you two individually, or was that kind of, started playing in high school, got a little bit better and said, hey, maybe I can give this a shot? When was that kind of moment where you guys were like, let's go play college basketball?
I'd say like once I was always tall, so everyone's always telling me like I gotta play basketball.
Fair.
So like I'd say like sophomore year, end of sophomore year, really started getting recruited by coaches, and I was like, okay, I can really play at the next level. So for me, that's when I started really taking it seriously and trying to get as many offers as I could.
All right, Brandon, same story.
Yeah, similar. I always wanted to play, but it was like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I think my dad put us in AAU like my freshman year, like seriously. And that's when it started to kind of pick up and we were like, okay, I do like this. And then, our junior year, we both quit football. And that's when we started to take basketball a little bit more serious. So obviously we were good, decent football players.
All right.
I mean, my grandparents wanted Nathan to quit because they were like, they're just going to go for your legs.
That's fair. That's fair. What position, Nate, did you play?
I played receiver.
Both
That
were
makes a lot of
receivers.
sense.
We never made it past JV football, but
Oh, what could have been? What could have been?
You guys playing football.
A 7-foot receiver. Could you imagine that?
throw it up.
Exactly.
Just throw it up.
Yeah.
Fade route on the goal line right there.
There you go. That's pretty much the goal line playbook. So
Yep.
That's funny. You guys had mentioned about how everyone on your team is really bought in and just like shooting after the same goal. And I know that your guys' team is a little bit like mine. You focus a lot on team culture and just having that bond. So how does that translate on the court and help with your guys' success that you have on the court?
I think it helps a lot. We just all hang out off the court as well. So that helped. I don't know if other schools do that as well as much as we do, but we all live close within our apartments. So we're either watching a basketball game, watching a football game, playing some cards, doing whatever. And I think that helps on the court as well because it's not like we're missing a beat off the court. Everyone's already close enough and we feel comfortable with each other to be able to play with each other.
Yeah, we all just hang out off the court and then it translates to us on the court. Like we all trust each other. We all got that confidence. Like maybe a guy's having an off day, but we know we know what he can do. We'll keep giving him the ball, let him keep shooting. Like we trust you. So
for sure. And we hear the competitive spirit does not leave the court when the game's over either. It always transfers over into certain card games and board games on the bus. Is there a go-to that you guys seem to always have maybe even a Super Bowl-esque kind of atmosphere on the bus rides, the game that always everyone plays?
On the bus rides, I would say there's a little bit of time where we were playing Among Us. So that's not a card game.
My gosh,
per se.
we do
I
that.
think you guys play that as
Yeah.
well. We play euchre at like hotels sometimes, and back at home we like to play poker a lot. So
Oh, all right.
you know,
poker games can get heated for sure.
yeah,
Texas Hold'em?
Yep.
Texas Hold'em.
All right, that's the only way to do it. The only way to do it. We heard, what was it? Myself and Joe, we had Ethan and I believe Jimmy on the show together. Maybe it was somebody else. But there was talks the way back when that there was also Fortnite was the go-to back then.
Yes.
And apparently Cole Vickers, he's the man on the sticks is what I hear.
He is the man on the sticks, and
All right.
hopefully he doesn't watch this because I don't want him to know that I'm saying
Oh,
that.
no.
No, I'm kidding. He is good. I personally don't play Fortnite as much as I used to, but usually around December time when they bring back OG Fort, everyone hops back on, you
Of
know.
course.
And it's funny because we usually set up 3 or 4 TVs in an apartment and we'll all just hang out and play. So
There you go.
yeah.
Nate, did you get on the Fortnite buzz with the boys?
Yeah, I would play a little bit, but we always share PS5, so
Oh, yeah. That makes it probably a little
we
bit
never
difficult.
get as good as everyone else. I feel like.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which game is your guys' favorites and which are you the best at?
I don't know. In high school, we play a lot of NBA 2K, so I feel
Of
like
course.
that's what I like to play the most, honestly. But recently, we've just been playing Fortnite. I think.
All right. Right on, right on. Is there the Ultimate Team as far as 2K, or are you playing just straight seasons online?
I always played my career. You know, I would never go online 'cause
Okay.
I couldn't test myself or see other people. So I would just put the difficult on easy and just be the best player out there. So
Pistons or a different team?
I would usually go a different route. I'm not a Pistons guy. I'm more of a LeBron guy.
No, so you could play with LeBron.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of cool at the
Exactly.
end of the day. So when it comes to what you guys are studying here at Ferris, obviously the other side, the student side, what are you guys studying and why'd you choose it?
I'm in business administration with a minor in finance, and honestly, going into college, I didn't really know what I was going to do at all. So I was undecided for the first 2 years, and then chose business administration just because it was the most broad for me and it could go the most ways after I graduated. So honestly, I chose that because I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Brandon, how about you?
I'm a finance major, and my dad's an accountant, so I've always kind of been like a numbers guy.
Okay.
And I was choosing between accountant and finance, and I chose finance. But my dad didn't agree with that. But I've always liked numbers, so that's kind of why I went in that direction.
Nice. I cannot relate with the numbers, but I'm glad it works for you guys. Can you guys see yourselves working or like living near each other after college, or are you guys totally like, let's go our separate ways?
I think whatever happens.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if there's an opportunity for work outside of Michigan and that works for me and my situation in the future, then that'll be my that's what I'll go with. But if something's in GR or in Zealand where I'm from, then I guess that works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, whatever happens, like if it works out, it works out. If we go our separate ways, go our separate ways, you know?
There you go. The Claerbaut CPA guys. For sure. There might be a company that might need your guys' help. It's what is it? Nastyville Construction with the Anderson brothers.
No.
So you guys might be the accountant for that company.
Okay.
So good luck. It sounds like you'll have your hands
Only
full
twins
for sure.
allowed.
Yeah, only
else.
twins.
That could work out.
Yeah.
We'll only hire you if you're a twin. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
the only criteria.
yeah, for sure. When it comes to your guys, obviously both of you guys playing different positions, right? Obviously the height, I'm sure, played a big role in that. But what was kind of the person that you grew up watching that you wanted to model your game behind and kind of, gear towards becoming that player?
For me, I mean, growing up, I liked Anthony Davis a lot. Now he's on the Lakers too. So I just I just watched him a lot. Just other centers too, just in general. So
Okay.
Anthony Davis, I'd say would be the main guy for me.
All right. Right on.
Honestly, I don't really have like a specific player. I really don't know. I mean, I liked watching LeBron.
Of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But I can't really pinpoint a certain player that I like tried to model my game off of. Someone who could catch and shoot well, I suppose. So someone like Klay Thompson, I always liked watching him play a lot. He obviously doesn't dribble as much as like Steph did, so he would kind of be more of a catch and shoot player, which is a little bit more of what I am.
Okay, right on. Would there be a player that obviously maybe that is the player, but if there was a different player that you would, dream to play with, on a perfect universe, in my career on Ultimate Team or whatever it may be, who would be that guy and why?
I'd probably go with Kyrie, to be honest.
Okay.
I like Kyrie. I've always when he was with the Cavaliers, I liked watching him play, and I think it would be awesome to see how skilled he is in person and just be able to play with him.
Right on. Nate, how about you?
Dream guy to play with. I mean, growing up, I liked KD a lot, and he's like 7 foot and can do it all. So I mean, just being able to say like he's my height and he can do literally anything on the court. So I'd say KD or LeBron, obviously.
Of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to play with Bron, MJ, Kobe, those guys?
Exactly.
Of course. So, boys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Last question before we let you go. We ask everybody on the show, what's been your favorite thing about being here at Ferris State and being a Bulldog?
Being a Bulldog, honestly, it's just been awesome. I would say the biggest thing is just the relationship off the court with everyone that we've been able to meet. I've been able to meet so many people, whether it's the volleyball team, whether it's the football team. There's so many sports here that we're close with. It's awesome being able to build those relationships that will probably go beyond college. And that's been the best part, is just knowing that there's people that have your back and there's people that are also in here with the same goal. Because obviously everyone here is pretty good at sports and we all know what winning feels like. So I would say that's one of the best things about being a Bulldog.
For sure.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, the relationships are awesome, and everyone I've met here has been great. But also, like we've been winning like every year, and that's been awesome too. Like we've gone to the national tournament every year, and this year we're 14-1 and ranked 5th in the nation. So hopefully we're going back again this year. So for me, it's just been the winning culture around here, and just the people have been awesome.
Absolutely. Well, these guys will be in action. Sounds like there's a pretty big game Thursday night.
Pretty big game tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, the guys from Allendale we don't like. So
Yep.
be sure to be there at Wink Arena. You can catch these guys in person. And thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Big thanks to Nate and Brandon for coming on to the show. We had to bring him in through the doorway. It's a little bit, it's well adjusted for us, not for them, but they made it in. So glad the boys could come in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And it was definitely great to go from one set of twins to another. And it wasn't actually, believe it or not, planned that way. Just kind of, the cards just kind of fell in favor. And so it works.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how they played out. But very different set of twins than the last ones we had, but still a great time.
Oh, they were great. Especially, I love to hear the insight, how they were inspired to play with each other, because the brotherly connection at the college level is not something you see every day. So it's great to highlight that. Ferris State Sports Slate, before you get on your way, if you are in town today, Thursday, as you are watching this episode as it drops, you need to get to Wink Arena ASAP. the boys and gals from Allendale are here, and it's going to be a top 10 showdown there on the women's side. That'll be at 5:30, and then the men's game to follow at 7:30. It's just going to be an atmosphere you don't want to miss. It always is that way whenever you see the G and the V walk into a room here in Ferris State, and we hope to see the community and fans just pack Wink as much as possible.
And bring your friends too. Like,
of course,
it's a little bit of a quiet time on campus because people are still sort of like slowly coming back from break. But if you're around, come, bring your friends, bring some strangers that you met, bring everyone. Yeah,
sure. I mean, holiday package deal tickets, you can get the whole weekend as well. So play Davenport, another West Michigan rivalry, 1 and 3 o'clock on Saturday as well, women's and men's respectively. That's going to be a fun matchup. Davenport might not be on the top of the table as, say, like Grand Valley, but they always play us competitively, so you're going to expect that. As well as hockey, good luck in St. Thomas. I believe it's going to be 8 o'clock and 7 o'clock Eastern time because it is 6 and 7 Central time. So be on the lookout for that 8 o'clock Eastern on Friday night, and then Saturday at 7:07 puck drop there against the Tommies. And it's a big opportunity, obviously going on the road, but hopefully guys hearing them from practice, they want to bounce back this weekend, and they have a chance to get against a St. Thomas team that they know they can beat.
Yeah, I was going to say this game will be hopefully a good reset for them after, their game this last week. So hopefully they can bounce back and, boost their confidence a little bit more after that game.
I hope so. And I know they're excited to play. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be on Sunny 97.3 with Brody Kaiser, who does a great job as always, as well as on Saturday at 7:07. So that's going to wrap it up for the first episode of 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. We never really said that on the show, but hopefully you guys enjoy. Join us in 2025. We'll be live on the radio. We'll be live here on YouTube, as well as we'll be live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And we appreciate all the love. And we got a lot of great plans coming. Coaches, players coming on the show, support staff as always. And I mean, the more recommendations we get, the more episodes we have to make. So more work for us, but it's fun work at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're really excited. We hope you guys are just as excited as we are for some more episodes. And things are a little slow this week, but next week it's going to be crazy again. So stay tuned.
Yes, everybody will be back. The equipment in the room will actually be back. So we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming and production next week. But until next time, we'll see you later on Behind the Bulldogs.
See ya.